Hey everybody, I am going to test Createx colors on vinyl. This is ATV particular vinyl. It is extra stretchy. It's got a 4-way stretch to it, and it is not as slippery as normal vinyl. I have a customer that wants Arctic Cat painted back on his vinyl, so I'm going to test it on this piece of scrap vinyl first. I have Createx white mixed with a little reducer and some of the Createx satin UVLS clear. And I just have a couple of face painting stencils that I'm going to use just to give it some texture and see how bad it flows underneath. I want to see how bad the underspray is. That one I didn't paint quite as thick, and that one I painted thicker. And now they are dry, good to go for the second coat. Line the stencils back up. If you have to add more paint, make sure you mix it up. Look at that spray. Getting nice and white, nice coverage. More opaque on the edges where I'm putting it. I'm making it more opaque. And it's nice and faded in. You can't see it very well in this camera. It's too much light for the camera, actually. The whiter the white got, the less the camera could pick it up. And then this one, I just covered the whole thing. I didn't try to make any lighter and darker areas. Just solid white. Give it a little air. Dry it. And I got some reducer drips. Cleaning up the overspray with some reducer, checking to make sure that the vinyl is good with reducer. It was not affected at all by the 4012 reducer from Createx. And everything's all good and dry. And one last coat. I didn't have to remove them every time, but if I wouldn't have, they would have just blown around anyway, so it's just as easy to remove the stencils. And just line them back up again. If you do face painting, that happens a lot. Here I'm cleaning the tip. Tip dry makes your guns real spattery. You want to make sure you keep your tips clean. Now I'm going to add a little bit of pink just for the fun of it, because this is going to end up being a grandkid's toy. As soon as they get here and see it, it's going to be their favorite baby doll toy. As long as it's not a toy, it's the favorite toy. It's the law of children. So I'm just adding a little pink, so pink and purple. You can't see the pink in the camera very well either. I'll zoom in here in a second. And then you can kind of see it. I did put it on very light though. And then I decided to go ahead and cut out an Arctic Cat stencil. Figured I may as well just go all the way and see how this straight square lines goes and how the stencil material was going to work. So I kind of lined it up to make sure it's all on the vinyl and not over the other designs, and peeled it off. And I didn't pre-weed it, so now I'm going to weed it. And this was on a used stencil that didn't work for some other project, so it's got a cut right through the middle of it. But for practicing, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt anything. And on this one, I used reducer first. Oh, look at that. That's my little pinky glove trick. Take the pinky finger off of a glove and it makes the cap for an airbrush that doesn't have a cap. So yeah, there's reducer in there, or reducer. That is sealer, white sealer. I wanted to test the sealer to see if it would make a difference. So I'm just spraying on the sealer light coats at first, let it dry, and then go heavier. Probably added a little reducer, it was a little too thick. And you don't want to over reduce it because then it doesn't do its job right. You want to get it just right so it comes out of the gun, but not too thin that it's gonna just spew out everywhere and not seal like it's supposed to. Hey, now we can see. You notice the shine, that means it's not dry yet. Look at the shine, watch it just go away. And there it's gone because it's a new clip. I dried it and put on another coat of sealer. I just used up what I had left. Now the sealer's dry, time for a coat of white paint. And of course you're not going to really see the white going on because it's the same color as the sealer. But it did get brighter to where the camera really threw a fit. There's the sealer and the reducer and the white paint. And the UVLS clear. All Createx. Another coat of white. And now I'm going to add some pink. It's dry, so I'm going to add some pink. The camera can pick up the pink a little bit when I finally get it on thick enough. And stay tuned, at the end of this video, I'm going to pull it out of the washing machine. I figured what better way to test it than to put it through the washer. Okay, and here is it going into the washing machine. See that? I threw it in, started it up, put some soap in, of course. Let it run its full normal cycle with clothes in there. And now I'm getting it out of the washer, and look at that. The stretch is good, the color's good, the sealer survived better than the non-sealed. So if you're gonna do this on vinyl, you definitely use the sealer. It makes it last longer. Well, looks good enough. Now I'm gonna go on and do the real project. Stay tuned, and I will get that video uploaded as soon as I get it done.